Jeez.
So immature about a question. Like,
Stop it. Look at it. I'm like, every time I go in, shut up!
Don't trip over the shelf.
I want to be like, oh, you're so cute. I want to be like, why would you make that? Yeah, they're not flogging. We're not drinking like that. We're arguing.
Let's sit and lunch.
Like this. I'm like, fuck.
Y'all don't say a word. Hey, hey, hey. That's it. Nice job. I got your phone.
What's up? How Valentine's Day?
We're tough. We're not like one would expect.
Don't think he bug on it.
Come on, take me out to eat.
No, you're good.
All right, see you tomorrow. Oh, Jesus, what are you doing? Oh my God! I just got these motherfuckers.
I got him.
Come on, you would be.
Oh, yeah, I have.
All right, everyone, please open up your laptops. Go to today's date, and you have an assigned to now. Thank you, Vanza, Tyron, Rock, for having your laptops open. And Don, Kia, good job. Very good. All right, everyone, please open up. To the now. That's pretty posted. I'm going to start the timer in about 1 minute so that everyone can start at the right and correct time. If you have headphones in your ears, please take them off. Kim, Eliza,
Don't use mine.
Donna, headphones away. Look down, gentlemen. Moses, bring your hood, please. Yusef, your hood. All right, everyone, I'm going to start the timer. Donna, your left up. Okay, we need some class prepared. So please have a charger or have a charge. That's in class. I'm starting the timer. Everyone, please begin reading and annotating. You also have 2 questions at the end of the reading.
So you just gonna sit there, you're not gonna try to find out the plug? Give me the,
She's not here.
give me the.
Gentlemen, let's be silent please, so that everyone can focus.
Yes. I'll redo this.
You have to read and annotate. That means you need to put up a box for notes.
Alright.
Put a box up for notes so that you can annotate. Scroll down. You know what this article is about?
Yes.
What is the article about? What is
Yes.
the article about?
Need to be school shooting. About it.
No, not about the school shooting.
It's not bad.
It says your parents.
Parents are 15. Cosplay debt. I think they're in debt. I think they're.
You think they what?
I think
Not accused. Go back up and read the. Should they be held accountable in school shootings? So should they be held accountable? If their child
yeah, they got it.
goes to school and
Be accountable.
you know what that means?
Yes. You gotta stay home. You gotta stay home. You cannot go outside. Oh yeah.
So being held accountable means that if their child goes to a school and causes harm to other students, should the parents also get in trouble? Should the parents also get in trouble and the child? That's what it's asking. Okay.
In about 2.5 minutes. Make sure you get to those questions.
Okay, scroll down. You just have to work on it tonight. Scroll down. Let's see. Come on, let's get to the question.
Yes.
Do you agree with the opinion of the writing regarding Ethan Crumping's parents? Do you agree?
Yes. You hold yourself accountable. I guess they have.
Who needs to hold himself?
I think they have to hold themselves.
Who?
I think everyone has to hold themselves.
Who is it doing?
Oh, the parents.
Okay.
Parents.
To say hold themselves.
Oh, hold themselves accountable.
Okay, let's look at number 2. In your opinion, to what extent are parents responsible for their child's behavior? So how far do you think a parent should be held accountable?
There's some shootings going on in the city.
So how far do you think they should be held accountable? They should be accountable to what?
To stay home.
No, not to stay home. Do you think they should go to jail? Do you think they should come in and have to speak to police officers? Do you think
Go to
do you think that
speak
they need to
speak the inspectors.
They need to speak to inspectors and do what? And what happened?
To speak.
Raise your hands if you need more time for this.
Well, inspectors are the police officers.
Right.
I'm warmed enough.
Inspectors. Police officers.
3 people are losing college readiness points.
Are there any other questions? Go down. Let's see if there's any other questions. Because it says class notes. So did you? That's for when he get ready to write the notes. All right. Is there another page? Or is that it? That's it?
Yes.
What's on the other page? It's your entity.
Mr.
Wait, so the notes that he's gonna write on the board for that section, okay? When you get finished, then I'll put it out.
I got a cool. I should show you.
About 30 seconds.
You have to make sure you highlight some
Yeah. Let me highlight.
your article. So maybe highlight that. Charge the parents.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Please put your computers at a 45 and tracking it here. Thanks, Kim. Thank you, July. Thanks, Elijah.
Thanks a lot
Today
for
we're
me.
going to focus on close reading chapter 5. What were we supposed to have read up to today?
6 and 2 8.
Moses, thanks for the hand. No.
Page 68 to 84.
That's no. Just the end of volume 1, which is about page 84.
I say page 68 and 84.
What?
I said that. Page number.
I changed it on Friday. And I posted it in Schoology if you read it. Yeah, exactly. So please check Schoology if you are absent. I notice a lot of people, when they're absent, they come to me like, what did I miss? And you know what my reply to that is? You tell me. You're supposed to check. So if you come to me and say, I missed something, what is it? I'm like, I don't know. I forgot to. You can look it up. I posted it. Today, we're going to focus on close reading chapter 5. Tomorrow, you're going to have a quiz on the end of volume 1. So those last 2 chapters, chapters 7 and 8. I posted the analysis questions. About 5 of you did them. Tyron, you're among them. So make sure that you complete those analysis. Those analysis prompts. That goes for you, Moses, Brandon, Eliza, everyone.
Goes to me.
The quotation analysis on chapter 7 and 8 of volume 1. It was posted on Friday. It's not that much reading. It's like 15 pages. And you need to have that done by tomorrow. Today, the objective is to close read chapter 5 to analyze how Shelley complicates the idea of parental expectation. And what we're going to start off with today is by really building a foundation of what it means to be a parent. What is parenthood? I gave you an article titled "Parents Need to Be Held Accountable in School Shootings." What is the argument of this author? What's the argument of the author? 1, 2, 3 hands, 4 hands, 5, 6, 7. Yusef, what is the argument of this author?
Not like there's not being spoken about.
Sorry?
There's stuff out there that's not being spoken about a lot.
So you have to be specific in regards to this article. What is the author's argument? You didn't answer the question.
The school shooting, like letting people know about it.
That's not the argument. Yusef, did you read the article?
Yeah, I read as far as I did.
As far as you did? So Yusef, did you stare at your screen for like 10 minutes?
No.
I mean, I know you're laughing, but are you doing well academically in this class?
Yes, he is.
Do you have room to laugh right now?
Yup, he is gonna laugh.
Believe me, I know. Why?
Alright, John. Alright.
Being responsible or not being responsible?
Not being responsible.
Should
Being
parents, according to the author, be responsible for their child's actions when it comes to school shootings?
No. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I need a definitive hand to tell us, and then find the textual evidence. Kim.
It depends on what situation.
Okay, in this context, this situation, in this article, what does the author argue parents must do or not? Thomas.
Well, they should, but they're saying that they're not going to do it themselves. Because they said that it is impossible to fully prevent or.
What paragraph are you on? Paragraph 4, okay. Keep going.
It says it's impossible to fully prevent or even anticipate your child's behavior,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a minor or extreme decision.
Okay, let me highlight the quotation that you just said. Did anyone read the paragraph previous to it that really has a sentence that highlights the author's argument? Kim?
I mean, I don't know if this is the sentence, but it says in paragraph 3, it says that it could be important step in averting some.
What could be an important step in averting unspeakable tragedy? What would be an important step?
Oh, like to secure like the guns if they have.
Not, yes, but what is that paragraph saying specifically? You said the answer isn't in my eyes. It's in front of me on the screen. You're still looking at it. Nice, Sean.
Failing to secure the guns in their homes.
Mm-hmm. I am on paragraph 3. Once again, people are not listening to what I'm saying. On paragraph 3, what sentence highlights the author's central idea, their argument? Yeah. Okay, so what is their argument?
If you target the source of school shootings, then it will stop.
Okay, so according to this author, the source of this school shooting isn't the child itself. It is the parents and their irresponsibility. In the context of this story, this event, raise your hand if you believe the parents are responsible.
Yep, they're responsible.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yes.
7. Raise your hand if you do not believe the parents are responsible.
They are responsible.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What does the author argue is the reason why the parents are responsible? What did they do that was irresponsible? You said?
Like keep the guns in the safe place.
Okay, did not keep the guns in a safe place. What else did they do? Okay, he was mentally unstable. Who informed them that the child was potentially mentally unstable? Teachers, schools. The schools reached out. They bought the child a gun, trained the child to use a gun, then stored the gun in a safe place. The school informed them the morning of the shooting that the child had drawn some really disturbing drawings about school shootings, and the parents did what about it? Nothing. So are they responsible?
Yeah.
In this case, you think they're fully responsible?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, perhaps. Now, everyone, I want to go down to these questions because you need to have these filled out. Do you agree with the opinion of the writer regarding the crimes of the parent? That is subjective. That is up to you. Do you agree, yes or no, and then explain why? That's question number 2. Is the one that we're really going to focus on right now because we want to carry this idea through to our reading of Frankenstein. That second question asks, to what extent are parents responsible for their children's behavior? Thomas?
They had the case of this, the parents trying to not see
So parents are only responsible for the children's behavior in like these extreme cases involving school shootings, not in any other case.
Yes, a pretty motorcycle.
They're responsible for knowing about the situation.
So, you know what I want to do? I want a list of what parents are responsible for. So, everyone, ideally, in your mind, what should a good parent do? Nice shot.
Take care of their kids.
What does that mean?
Like make sure they're mentally healthy.
Making sure kids are mentally healthy. And what if they're not mentally healthy? What is a parent's responsibility?
To get their mental back on track.
Okay. And how can you get a kid mentally back on track? What can you do for them?
Show them love and affection.
Okay. Show them love and affection. Yeah.
Show them support and bring them to the therapist.
Okay. Or get them professional help. Moses, what else? Sorry?
I'm gonna take a seat.
Healthy environment. A healthy, not just healthy, but what else? Like healthy, stable environment. What else are good parents supposed to do?
Javon,
Keep the kids warm.
is Javon here?
Okay.
Main office, you're not going home though.
Javon.
Javon.
That's not my name.
Can you stop dropping coins everywhere? So stable environment. What else is a good parent supposed to do? What else is a good parent supposed to do? Come on, you said.
Provide food, shelter, and clothes.
Provide food, shelter. What else? Clothes. Okay. Anything else, nice one?
Keep them in good health.
Okay. Keep them in good health.
Better working condition.
Good conditions. Yes. Okay, have a good relationship where they feel safe and comfortable. Okay, that way they can open up to you regarding any issues. Nice shot. Okay, communicate.
Stupid.
children is essential. Let's stop right there. I think this is a really good list of parental expectations. A good parent makes sure their kids are mentally healthy, and if they're not, gets them the help. They are help, provide them with a healthy, stable environment, provide them with food, shelter, clothes, keeping them in good health. They have a good relationship where they feel safe and comfortable, and they communicate. Communication with children is essential. And you communicate with them. I think this is a pretty good list, right? Might be missing a few little things, but this is a pretty good foundation for what a good parent could be, or should be. Hi, Sean?
You in the right spot?
You still be a good parent, do all this stuff for your kids still, but the kids are still unpredictable. You really can't tell what they're really thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really the parents' fault though, it's really the kid's fault. Because you could be good parents and raise the kid right, but you still probably have something mentally wrong with them. Even if you do get them help, you still probably have your thoughts. Still probably,
In which case, what do you have to do as a parent now? Like, if you get them help and there's still mental instability and a lot of uncertainty, what do you have to act and be like as a parent at that point? I mean, you've already done the best you can. What else can you do for them?
Put them in the mental hospital.
Well, you can if that's an extreme case. How about a little? You said how about therapy? How about
a
patience?
mental facility, not when it's like serious, like something to help them.
Mm-hmm.
So they will go.
Yeah.
through.
But the point of all this is you don't do nothing, right? You have to do something. You have to act. So everyone, in this next part of the classwork, I have a box for class notes. Fill in the discussion that we have and the important points in the class notes so that you can answer your exit ticket. Your exit ticket is a very specific question. Ia, can you please read the exit ticket question?
What, if anything, is the relationship between creator and creation?
Thank you. Creator and creation. So what are we talking about in terms of Frankenstein now? Victor and the monster. Can we characterize Victor Frankenstein as a father?
No.
Yeah.
Did he create life?
Yeah.
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 So why is it not a father?
Sure.
That's literally how you react.
Okay. What I want everyone to do is bring your book out. Bring your book out. Book should be out. And open up to page 52. Please open up to page 52. Everyone should get there. Page 52. Let's get there. Let's get there. All right. Moses has his book out. Banta's getting there. Ehud is getting there. Very good. This is page 52. Is before he creates the monster. And I want you to have this sentence annotated and or highlighted if you haven't already done so. The very top of page 52. What is he communicating in this first sentence about his creation? Page 52. A new species would bless me as its creator and source. Many happy and excellent natures would owe their being to me. No father could claim the gratitude of his child so completely as I should deserve theirs. So what does that mean? First of all, Thomas, everyone, what does in the beginning, before he even creates the monster, what does he already expect to play the role of? Sorry? Based on this quotation. So again, we're at the top of page 52, right here. What is the role that he already claims to play? Father. The role of a father. He's creating life, so he's going to play the role of a father. So, Frankenstein establishes that he will play the role of father. What page is this? Page 52. Top of the page. I'm just writing down all the evidence we need so that we can answer the exit ticket question. He already establishes that he's going to play the role of a father. So whether we think so or not, he's already made that decision. He says, you know what? I'm going to create life. I'm going to be the creator. I'm also going to play the role of a father. And we've already established what it takes to be a good parent, what it takes to be a good father. Now, everyone turn to page 55.
Yeah, 55. 55, my man.
On page 55, Frankenstein in this chapter creates the monster. Annotate for Frankenstein's actions and the consequences of those actions. So I am going to read a couple of pages, starting on page 55 when he creates the monster.
I think Frankenstein's funny.
What I want you to do,
Well, Frankenstein's funny.
what I want you to do is annotate for Frankenstein's actions and the consequences of those actions. Does anyone have any questions about what you're annotating for, what you're finding, what you're looking for?
Sure.
Okay, everyone, please go to
Um,
page 55 and let's read together. We can do this later. Page 55.
all right, let's go.
Page 55. Page 55. Everyone should be there. I don't want to hear typing or clicking. Page 55. Annotate for Frankenstein's actions and the consequences of those actions. Here we go. It was a dreary night of November that I beheld the accomplishment of my toils. With an anxiety that almost amounted to agony, I collected the instruments of life around me that I might infuse a spark of being into the lifeless thing that lay at my feet. It was already 1 a.m. The rain pattered dismally against the panes, and my candle was nearly burnt out. When by the glimmer of the half-extinguished light, I saw the dull yellow eye of the creature open. It breathed hard, and a convulsive motion agitated its limbs. How can I describe my emotions at this catastrophe? So already, start annotating for the words that he's using to describe his creature. How can I describe my emotions at this catastrophe? Or how delineate the wretch whom with such infinite pains and care I had endeavored to form? His limbs were in proportion, and I had looked at his features as beautiful. Beautiful, my God. His yellow skin scarcely covered the work of muscles and arteries beneath. His hair was of lustrous black and flowing, his teeth of pearly whiteness, but these luxuriances only formed a more horrid contrast with his watery eyes, that seemed almost of the same color as the dun white sockets in which they were set, his shriveled complexion and straight black lips. The different accidents of life are not so changeable as the feeling of human nature. I had worked hard for nearly 2 years for the sole purpose of infusing life into an inanimate body. For this, I had deprived myself of rest and health. I had desired it with an ardor that far exceeded moderation. But now that I had finished, the beauty of the dream vanished, and breathless horror and disgust filled my heart. So how does he feel right after creating the monster? Disgust and horror. Why?
He's feeling
Because it's
ghost.
a monster and it's ugly. Make sure you have that annotated.
He's feeling ghost.
Unable to endure the aspect of the being I had created, I rushed out of the room and continued a long time traversing my bedchamber, unable to compose my mind to sleep. At length, lassitude succeeded to the tumult I had before endured, and I threw myself on the bed in my clothes, endeavoring to seek a few moments of forgetfulness. But it was in vain. I slept indeed, but I was disturbed by the wildest dreams. So already, I'm going to stop. Frankenstein's actions. What did he do? What does he do? You said. Okay, creates a monster. He doesn't like it, then what does he do? Tries to forget it by doing what? What does he do? Yeah, hiding, running away. But he runs away from it. This is very important. So already we established what it takes to be a good parent. What was the first thing he did upon creating life? He called it ugly and ran. Like, That's like kind of like parenting 101. That's like the first thing you don't do. Is say, ugh, ugly, and then run away.
It's ugly.
He went to go get milk and never came back.
Went to go get milk, never
Oh.
returned. Okay. Legends say he's still searching for them. No. And now look at the consequences of his actions. So I'm going to have a different part here. Consequences. Oops. Of his actions. Now everyone, let's annotate for the consequences of what he has done. There's a lot of them, not just one. I slept indeed, but I was disturbed by the wildest dreams. I thought I was Elizabeth, in the bloom of health, walking in the streets of Ingolstadt, delighted and surprised, I embraced her. But as I imprinted the first kiss on her lips, they became livid with the hue of death. Her features appeared to change, and I thought that I held the corpse of my dead mother in my arms. A shroud enveloped her form, and I saw the gray worms crawling in the folds of flannel. I started from sleep with horror. A cold dew covered my forehead. My teeth chattered, and every limb became convulsed. When by the dim and yellow light of the moon, as it forced its way through the window shutters, I beheld the wretch, the miserable monster whom I had created. He held up the curtain of the bed, and his eyes, if eyes they may be called, were fixed on me. His jaws opened, and he muttered some inarticulate sounds, while a grin wrinkled his cheeks. He might have spoken, but I did not hear. One hand was stretched out, seemingly to detain me, but I escaped and rushed downstairs. I took refuge in the courtyard belonging to the house which I inhabited, where I remained during the rest of the night, walking up and down in the greatest agitation, listening attentively, catching and fearing each sound as if it were to announce the approach of the demoniacal corpse to which I had so miserably given life. Oh, no mortal could support the horror of that countenance. Anyone know what countenance means? Face. No one could support the horror of his face. So he gave birth, not literally, but created life, and said no one can stand the horror of that face, and ran away from it. A mummy again, endued with animation, could not be so hideous as that wretch. I had gazed on him while unfinished. He was ugly then, but when those muscles and joints were rendered capable of motion, it became a thing such and not of conceit. I passed the night wretchedly. Sometimes my pulse beat so quickly and hardly that I felt the palpitation of every artery. At others, I nearly sank to the ground through languor and extreme weakness. Mingled with this horror, I felt the bitterness of disappointment. Dreams that had been my food for so long as space were now become a hell to me. And the change was so rapid, the overthrow was complete. Morning, dismal and wet, at length dawned and discovered to my sleepless and aching eyes the church of Ingolstadt. Its white steeple and clock, which indicated the 6th hour, the porter opened the gates of the court, which had that night been my asylum. And I issued into the streets, pacing them with quick steps, as if I sought to avoid the wretch whom I feared every turning of the street would present to my view. I did not dare return to the apartment which I inhabited, but felt impelled to hurry on, although drenched by the rain which poured from a black and comfortless sky. I continued walking in this manner for some time, endeavoring my bodily exercise to ease the loaded weight upon my mind. I traversed the streets without any clear conception of what I was doing. My heart palpitated in the sickness of fear, and I hurried on with irregular steps, not daring to look about me. Like one on a lonesome road who doth walk in fear and dread, and having once turned around, walks on, and turns no more his head, because he knows a frightful fiend doth close behind him dread. Let's stop. He creates the monster. He runs away from it. Then immediately, what is the first consequence of that? For what?
He starts having dreams,
And what do we call bad dreams?
nightmares.
Starts having nightmares. What are those nightmares about?
Saw Elizabeth.
Starts having.
Uh,
So what is it again? What happens to Elizabeth in his dream?
Guys.
Guys, what can we call that, by the way? Foreshadowing, absolutely. We should probably have that annotated. In his dream, the love of his life, Elizabeth, dies as soon as he kisses her. So in this dream, she dies as a result of whose fault? Oh, to have some foreshadowing here. What else happens in this dream or in these nightmares? No. What else does he see in his dream, in his nightmare? Fanta?
It's his wife.
Sorry?
His mom. His mom, no.
What about his mom? Does he just see his mom and he says, "What's up, hey mom?" Yeah, he holds the corpse of his dead mother. So immediately, upon abandoning the creature, he starts having really bad nightmares. Now, starts having nightmares. Number 2, what else does he experience in these pages? What does he feel? A black, comfortless sky. So what is he feeling? Yusuf? Feeling fear. What else?
61.
Fear, melancholy. What else? What are some of the emotions he
Next
expresses
number.
here?
Oh, I can't go. You can.
My heart palpitated in the
Yep.
sickness of fear. Maybe regret. He says that he feels horror. He feels all of these things upon leaving the creature behind. Now, did anyone, for the people who actually read this chapter, you should know this because it's an easy question if you read this chapter. What else does he experience now that actually persists
Uncle-
for months?
Close it.
What happens? What happens to him? It's on the very next page. If anyone just read the very next 2 pages, you would know. Yeah?
Ready for it.
Nope. What else happens to him? Look. So everyone, we should be looking at the next pages. What else does he experience in these pages? Jawad? A nervous fever. He gets sick.
Oh, shit.
For how long? Look, everyone look at page 59. I'm going to project it up here. This was the commencement of a nervous fever, which confined me for how long? For several months. So, gets sick and gets sick and is bedridden for months. So we see that he created a monster. He ran away from it, and immediately that there were 3 big consequences. He starts having nightmares. He starts feeling fear and horror and regret. And then he gets sick. And it never really explains why he gets sick. He just gets really sick. Why do you think he got sick? Hands. Why do you think he got sick? Eliza? Sorry? Maybe the trauma of what happened? Okay. Why does he get sick? Trauma? What else? Because he was so disgusted? Okay, what else?
He was pregnant.
Fear?
What?
Think he was pregnant?
You never know.
Well, doesn't that usually happen like during the pregnancy, not right after the creation? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a woman. I can't speak from experience. Okay, good talk. So we see that he experiences all of these things, but there's something else that he feels he can't quite understand because he's not telling us. So what we have to do. You're doing your work? Okay, I was about to say. There's something else that he experiences here that he's not quite telling us, and we have to deduce what that is. And Mary Shelley gives us many hints on this page. So, on this page, pages 56 to 57, What stands out? Look at pages 56 and 57. What stands out? You can't see your own book? I literally just put it up and then I literally took it away. You literally have the book. So literally go to that page and literally find it. Mm-hmm. So literally, what in this pages stand out? What stands out? It all just looks regular. It's fine. Nothing stands out. I should see hands. What stands out in pages 56 and 57? When you look at the pages, what immediately stands out? What doesn't belong? Viola, thanks for the hand. That part, what is that? It's a poem. Did anyone notice there's a freaking poem in the middle of that page? What's the name of the poem? Why don't you know the name of the poem? I thought you had eyes and you could read that page.
There's no name of the poem.
There's no name? Really? Y'all, you better use your eyes, seriously. Y'all are the laziest readers. You're such a lazy reader, Thomas.
There's no name.
There's no name? Kim, before you say anything, is there a name?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, very good. Rhyme. It's the Ancient Mariner. Very good.
Where is that?
Thomas. Lazy readers,
Thomas.
y'all. Lazy readers.
I ain't lazy.
So,
I ain't lazy.
bro, if you say it doesn't say the name one more time, did you say that's too much work, bro?
Yes. Oh, come on. Why is it on the bottom anyway?
Exactly.
Now, this is, see, but listen, I'm not saying this because it's any mean or anything, but this is what like makes you a successful and active reader. Are you willing to read something, like ask yourself what this means? You just read something out and like, let me just go. Yeah, Thomas, yeah, second up, which is why you are where you are academically. Okay? And I'm calling you out because, hey, it's the truth. Okay? And we need to address the fact that we are not active readers. We need to be active readers. Okay? Now, you have to do even more work than that, Thomas. Do you know why? Look at this. It says at the very bottom, Coleridge, Ancient Mariner. What does it say next to that? What does it say next to the name of the poem? One. That means you go to the back of the book.
See?
Go to the back of the book, go to page 213, because Shelley included a poem there, and in that poem, the narrator of that poem experiences similar emotions to what Frankenstein is feeling now. I need someone to go to the back of the book. Amia, that means you too. Go to the back of the book, page 213. What other emotions could he be feeling based on what it says about what the narrator from the Ancient Mariner feels? What could he be experiencing? Kim? Alienation, what else? Which of those do you think most applies? Guilt. Guilt. That is why I have this annotated as is. This is a poem called The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. It's part of the poem. In that poem, the narrator feels immense guilt over what he's done. Although Frankenstein isn't telling us what he's actually feeling, Shelley tells us through the inclusion of this poem, and we can deduce that he is feeling guilt. What is he feeling guilt over? Hands. You said.
Creating that monster.
And?
Leaving it.
Yeah. He feels guilt because we already established that he viewed himself as what? And then what did he do as soon as he created the monster? He abandoned it. So he feels guilt. That potentially explains why he gets sick. The power of guilt in these pages, although it's not in the surface, you have to kind of dig deep to infer it, is really dominating him in these pages. He feels immense guilt. By the way, for a +1 for college readiness, what literary device is used through the inclusion of that poem? What literary device is used through the inclusion of that poem? Mary Shelley included a poem here to help reveal a message. What literary device is this? Yusef?
What?
Yusef, stop calling things out.
Yusef,
Because,
stop,
listen,
stop.
You have to use your
Chill,
head.
man.
What is a metaphor? No. What is a metaphor?
Oh yes, combining, to,
Don't
comparing.
Don't call out, please.
Why? Why?
Yusef, what is
It's
a metaphor?
comparing.
Yusef, the answer is not there. Those are not definitions. Look at me. What is a metaphor? If you don't know, then tell me that.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay,
You
I
need
can.
to know what that is because you are in 10th grade and in
So that
English.
I can tell
Okay.
metaphors.
Not
Why
call-
not?
Don't call out.
Let me call out, bro. Let me call out.
Iyad? Sorry? This is an example of what? An illusion.
Oh yeah, illusion.
What is an illusion?
Okay.
What's an illusion? Y'all have your laptops, look it up, Chiron.
I'm Mr. Car.
Sorry?
Mr. Cat.
Nope, not something that's not, that's an illusion with an I. This is an illusion with an A. Yo, y'all have Google. Google illusion. James Flowers.
It's an expression. It's they're expressing the feeling.
Nope, I'm not.
They're-
Anyone who calls out, I
they're
don't
expressing
acknowledge
the
you, you don't
feelings.
exist to me, I don't like
It's
you.
an expression
Hello?
designed to call something
Hello?
to mind without mentioning it explicitly.
Thank you, James Flowers, for the hand. Go.
It's like hinted. There's a hint. Oh, cool.
That's stop. That's an overly complicated definition that doesn't make any sense. What's the definition of what an illusion is?
To hint.
Yeah.
Hint.
Indirectly refers to people that aren't part of the text.
Okay, to indirectly refer to an idea or another text. So here, the illusion is done. Indirect reference to text or an idea. So if we go here through Shelley's allusion to the Ancient Mariner, readers can see what? No.
No,
Readers
no.
are able to. What does she reveal through this illusion?
No.
Thank you.
Yeah, that Victor is feeling guilt. No, I said that.
Able.
Yes, I said it.
It is revealed that Victor Frankenstein feels immense. What is it again? Guilt over what? Creating the monster and leaving it. That is how you analyze illusion. So through the illusion, Shelley communicates to readers that Victor Frankenstein feels immense guilt. And what does the guilt result in? The guilt results in
Anxiety.
what are the three things that we went over that he goes through? What's them? Feelings of fear and horror and what? And his bedridden and his sickness. This showed y'all and modeled how to analyze a literary technique. That was not a lot.
Oh, the girl.
Well, a lot of that was the do now, and then a lot of that was me reading. When it came to the actual discussion, it was a few minutes. The only hard part was the part that you made for yourself because you didn't want to turn the damn page. All right. Actually, not even that, Thomas. You didn't want to look down at the bottom of the first page that we were at. So, everyone, you have an exit ticket, and the exit ticket question asks, what is the relationship between creator and creation? First of all, what do we have to establish to answer this question?
The argument.
What do we have to establish?
Argument.
Sorry, Moses? How they feel about each other? What do you mean?
Not like how they feel.
By the way, I'm sorry to interrupt you. It's supposed to say use evidence from the novel and your personal experiences. Some of them might say myth. That was for another class, but make sure it says your personal experiences in your response. What is the first thing that we have to establish in order to answer this question? What do we have to establish? Okay, before we analyze what Shelley has done to complicate the idea of parental expectations, what do we first have to establish? So she complicates the idea of traditional parental expectations. So what do we first have to establish? What does it mean to be a good parent? Okay? But you're not in your exit ticket. That's what I'm saying. You have to explain first in your exit ticket. First thing that you have to do. First thing is to explain what it means to be a good parent. Okay? Then you can analyze how Shelley complicates this idea through Victor Frankenstein's actions. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Everyone, be more active readers. Jaden Flowers, do the reading. Jawad, do the reading.
I did.
Very good. Brandon, do the reading.
I didn't do all of it though.
Okay, you didn't do all of it.
Now,
You didn't do it.
everyone, your homework is to finish this classwork, and if you didn't do the quotation analysis and read up to the end of volume 1, do it, because tomorrow you have a quiz. Have a good day.
Thanks. Man. I got a lot of.
No.
You too, Miss Katie. Thank you. What do you want?
Can I retake one of my questions?
This is really important question.
Was 6'9", 5'8", and 5'3", please come down. Was 6'9", 5'8", and 5'3", please come down.
Oh, you're pregnant, see your girlfriend?
Who else? Excuse me. I have to listen. No, I'm about damn sick of you with this fucking
I was not using it.
You still had it out in class, and I saw you looking at it.
I wasn't using it. I was putting my
Do not
passport.
lie to me.
I need my
Oh,
phone
God,
out.
God,
Not lie to
God.
me.
Took it away.
Who still has a DS?
Oh, someone does. Leave it. It's mine. No. Is this it?
Yeah.
Destroy it.
Last call for was 6'9", 5'8", and 5'3". Last call for 6'9", 5'8", and 5'3".
So what sound do you want your patient here?
No, it's just like this.
Just like that.
Yeah.
And how long do you gonna keep that?
I don't know. Maybe a few days.
A few days?
Mhm.
Trim it.
I'll trim it when it gets really long.
Sure. It's too much. See you, Mr. Santoni.
See ya. Have a good day.
Have fun in Valentine's Day.
Thank you. You too, man.
Let's go. I gotta see you.